So I might have been about 10 years old, sitting in the back seat of my parents' car in the parking lot of the Piggly Wiggly. My dad was inside hunting for bargains like he did every week, and Mom and I waited in the heat, windows cracked, sweat sticking to vinyl seats, when he finally came out with the sacks of groceries, and I helped him load them into the trunk. Just an ordinary Saturday in the South. And then we heard it, screaming. Down the block, a white man was chasing a black man, shouting every obscenity that you could imagine. "Don't let me catch you around here again," he screamed. And within seconds, he caught up to him and started beating him. Right there in broad daylight. Blood, fist, rage. Hello everyone, I'm Scot Loyd, scholar of race, religion, culture, and communication, and I have a new book coming out called The God I Was Given, and I want you to be a part of the launch team. I suggested that we call the police, but my mom, visibly anxious, told me to stay quiet because we didn't know the whole story. My dad said nothing, like he often did. We drove away, but that moment has never driven away from me, because I realized in that moment, even as a child, that our religion had no answers for what I had just witnessed. The God I was given could help us speak in tongues, but he couldn't speak to justice. He could heal the sick in revival meetings, but he couldn't or wouldn't lift a hand to stop a racist beating in the street. Our church talked a lot about persecution, but we imagined it was happening to us someday, somehow, for our holiness standards or because of our separation from the world. Meanwhile, black folks in our own town were already living in tribulation, suffering real persecution, not for their beliefs, but for the color of their skin. And the church that I attended stayed quiet. That's why I wrote The God I Was Given. It's not just a memoir, it's a confession, a lament, a search for a better God than the one that I was handed, a God that doesn't look away, a Christ that stands with the wounded, a Spirit who speaks truth in love, not fear in silence. So I'm inviting all of you to help me share this story. I'm building a launch team, a group of people who believe that the church's silence on racism isn't just a historical mistake, it's a spiritual crisis. If you've ever questioned the God that you were given, if you've seen the cracks in the system and still have the courage to hope, this book is for you. Join the launch team and you'll get early access to chapters, behind the scene looks at the process, and you'll be part of something that, God willing, will spark deeper conversations about faith, justice, and the stories that we've all been too scared to tell. So you can sign up at scotloyd.com or message me directly and say, "I'm in," or scan the QR code to be part of the Facebook group, or go to my YouTube page and follow me, and let's do this together.